Alex Andrews was a teenage gymnast who wouldn't show up on school days and practices because of her battles with depression, which made her suicidal and run through a series of mental episodes. Alex starts to seek for help in the OC87 Recovery Diaries website, publicized by the Philadelphia television network company WHYY, last accessed on November 17, 2020, when she mentions, "Watching someone close to me go through the pain that mental illness brings urged me to make a promise myself. If I ever started to that way, I would get help." Alex's decision improved her life, encouraging her to continue school and work towards becoming a therapist. A significant number of college students are burdened with a mental illness that inhibits their daily lives due to the lockdown in our country from the coronavirus. Unfortunately, not many people have been receiving the help they need from consulting a therapist. The October 23, 2020 JAMA Network article published by the American Medical Association states, "Protecting the mental health of students is a public health issue that appears even more critical in the context of a pandemic. Reaching out to a skilled psychologist can ensure the mental stability of thousands in universities. More college students need to meet up with a therapist in order to live normal, happy lives." We will first address what emotional difficulties college students are facing, next, what causes these issues, and finally, how embracing therapy can be a hopeful solution. A multitude of college students are burdened. I mean, a multitude of college students are suffering from depression and need to consult a professional immediately. Our country records the percentage of depressed students from all districts to rise up from 35.7 to 40.9% ever since transition to online classes during this pandemic. The October 13, 2016 Mayo Clinic nonprofit organization of America article claims in 2012, 75% of struggling college students did not seek help for their mental health symptoms. A majority of college students are dissociating from therapy in order to prevent the fear of an unhappy life from engaging into the process of solving their problems. Thus, they are harming themselves by taking drugs and alcohol, getting sleep deprived, and making suicidal attempts. 22-year-old student at Warwick University, John Cervantes, shares a story about his struggles with depression. In the May 8, 2014, The Guardian Weekly News article in London, John voices, "Your mind races with these horrible voices telling you that life's not worth living." John's mental health worsened by the excessive threats of expulsion for his poor attendance and the rejection from his peers on campus. Furthermore, John became insensitive to his own mental welfare with the lack of emotional support he gained from his bonds in order to overcome his condition. More and more college students are getting depressed because of their disconnection from family and friends. Now, this is common for students attending foreign state universities, as they are far away from home, which is their primary place for social interactions. Additionally, rejection, social abuse, or neglect can play a bigger role in this scenario, causing a victim to feel isolated. The April 22, 2020 article of Best Colleges, sponsored by the Red Venture Company, argues the loss of school life is an upset to both routine and expectations for the future, not to mention social networks. It is indeed scary to not have anyone to rely on in this world. I can relate to that. Therefore, an increasing number of college students are avoiding therapy at all costs, inhibiting their emotional support game. The March 18, 2016 NCBI article of the U.S. National Institutes of Health states, adverse family factors associated with depression in college students include low family economic status, parental divorce, poor parent relationships, paternal or maternal unemployment, long periods spent apart from family, family conflicts, and having been scolded and beaten by parents. Due to the little parental education, increments of college students are living with untreated depression. And not having any support from your family, it can render a person hopeless in life. And thus, if more college students with depression decide to seek a therapist for benefits, then finding the quickest treatment plan is very much possible. Although not many college students, although not many depressed college students are willing to meet with therapists in person, they are still trying to look for the most convenient and fast ways to receive therapy. Our generation's technology, such as cell phones, laptops, and tablets, facilitates this goal. The December 28, 2018 Purdue University Global article founded by the Higher Learning Commission requests that you call 1-800-273-8255 for help from the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline if you are coping with depression or if you have a companion dealing with that condition. Just by dialing this number, you can chat with a professional counselor with no delay. And for anyone attending a foreign state university that possesses no hired therapists on campus and is accustomed to using modern day technology, can easily take advantage of this method. Furthermore, if you are uncomfortable with voice calls, you can always text Connect to the number 741-741 according to the nonprofit organization of the crisis text application founded in New York during August 2013. This helps you to get therapy through only texts at any time suitable to you. And thanks to both of these practices, the lives of depressed college students transformed without being pressured to speak with a stranger outside their comfort zone. After breaking down how college students' lives were affected by emotional stigma, the contributing factors for these issues, and the preferable strategies that prove therapy to be an optimal solution, now you know why seeking a therapist is essential to promoting a better and healthy life. College students should contact therapists more often in order to live positively. Alex made the risk of shoving her insecurities aside by finding answers from a trustworthy professional. So for those of you suffering from depression like Alex did, will you take the next step towards gaining the emotional guidance fit for a desirable life?